Minicamp observations taking place by our Detroit Lions. We're going to go through the offense, defense, tell you who did what, who did good, who did bad, all of the above. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a smart and sound idea to take your foot and kick it as hard as you can into the crotch of head coach Dan Campbell, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we took all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you can make a big mistake. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy get pummeled. Let's get into today's Lions observations. First, let's go ahead and go over who was practicing, limited, all of that. So you had limited practice there by Taylor Decker. That's good to see. You can actually see him limited. TJ Hawkinson, Jeffrey Okudah, and Eric Banks. Not a whole lot of concern there. We kind of got an idea they want to take them a little bit slow. Practice, but not practicing. James Mitchell, obviously. Derrick Deese, Jameson Williams, obviously. Edge, Romeo Okwara. We'll see what's going on there. Ifeatu Melifonwu was placed in this list. I'm not too worried about it. I haven't heard anything bad. Jerry Jacobs, of course, and DeShon Elliott. That's a little bit of a concern, but he is a veteran. But considering the circumstances that this guy tends to be injury-prone, I guess that's a bit of concern. But all in all, not too bad. Pretty much everything that we expected regarding, who's practicing and who is not. We'll continue to see how this thing goes. I'm going to expect that they give veterans such as Taylor Decker a little more rest because he's done it before and he's a veteran. He knows what's going on. But I don't know if you know, there's a little bit of a quarterback competition that's taking place at number 2. Do you want to see David Blough get a legit shot at the number 2 position? That'll be the pinned comment for this video. Y for yes and for no. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get in and talk about these quarterbacks. Now, what was taking place? There was a very good shakeup, just talking about this, that David Blough actually got time with number 2s. And we seen what was going on with Tim Boyle. He was struggling throughout so far in OTAs, so we were calling for at least give David Blough a shot. And they did. Now, with the amount of times that David Blough had on the field with the second string offense, it was different scenarios, so understand there's desperation, there's 2 minutes, so it's different scenarios. David Blough was basically 9 of 11 touchdowns. Amazing. And some of the touchdowns that went was to DeAndre Swift, Trinity Benson, Quintex Cephus, and of course, Bell, the rookie that we got there. He did a rollout, really good play. David Blough shined immensely at number 2. Really good to hear. And when they went back to him to number 3, he did okay. It was worse 2 of 5. And it was obviously he's not as good as the number 2s, but it showed that he can be in that role. Now, Tim Boyle here, he did all right with the number 2 position. He had 5 of 7 for the number 2, getting touchdowns, obviously playing better. Given the circumstance of first, David Blough is pushing him a little bit, and you have better players in number 2 and compared to number 3. But he struggled mightily again at the number 3 position. Couldn't do a whole lot of anything. It was absolute cheeks from what we're hearing. What I like seeing here is the competition is occurring because we can't just anoint somebody the job. That's not what needs to be done here. We got to be able to have these players compete. You want competition at the quarterback position, and we do need help at backup. It's really important, and I want the best man to win. I don't want it to be given to Tim Boyle. I want there to be an actual competition, and that's what's taking place because competition breeds excellence regarding, roster v. roster. It's something that we need to see, and I'm happy to see that going forward right now with the Detroit Lions because we can't have terrible play and interceptions being thrown. If Jared Goff goes down, we need to have some sort of possibility we can win a game. And to me, That's really important. Now, there's a lot of injuries right now to the tight end position. Obviously, we draft a guy in the 5th round. He was injured. He's not going to be practicing. TJ Hawkinson didn't practice. So who's going to take this real number 3 spot? We have a lot of competition going between Derrick Deese, Zystra, Garrett Griffin, and Given, all these undrafted guys going at it. And not a whole lot of impressions taking place. The only impressions was Wright and Zystra that's taken place with the tight end position. Not a lot happening from this spot. But guess what? It's kind of expected because you don't have your number 1 and number 2 guy in there. We're talking about number 3s with a bunch of undrafted rookies. So the competition is still going on regarding the number 3 spot. We're probably not going to know until preseason week 3, in all honesty. This one's going to come down to a lasting impression. Who's going to get this spot? For sure, that's what it's going to be. Folks, if you're not following me on Twitter, that's nuts. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at MicroMike85. That is my handle. Follow me. I'm almost to 1,000 followers on that bad boy. I drop information about the videos, have fun a little bit, and you can follow me on Lions Nation Unite, MicroMike. Trying to get to 450 followers on that platform. Follow me on social media sites and Facebook as well. Don't forget about it. Jared Goff did pretty good last OTAs, but he was overthrowing some players in minicamp. Didn't start out so hot. He nearly threw an interception first to Josh Reynolds. Tracy Walker nearly picked him off. So Tracy Walker trying to get back into the picked off rope. Nearly intercepted by an overthrow by Amani Okwara. And he overthrown another pass to Josh Reynolds. So it was not his best day for Jared Goff. Having some issues there. Not doing the best thing that he possibly can do. A little bit overthrown, a little bit bad. We've seen this with Jared Goff in the regular season. We've seen this, in OTAs. One day he doesn't have the best day. The next day he's doing really good at OTAs. I guess it's just depending on what day you're having him. But Jared Goff continues to have, a little bit of issues, but we've seen that, folks. Again, offenses tend to be a little bit down. A little bit off, not 100%. That's just the way that these things go overall. But there's some good news here. Aidan Hutchinson, I tell you what, he continues to impress. Now, he was placed with the first-string defensive line. Guess what? Just like he was doing in OTAs, he kept getting pressure, kept dominating. Aidan Hutchinson continues to be a really good draft pick, as we've seen so far. Like, there's nothing bad that we're hearing about Aidan Hutchinson. He's getting the pressures. He's doing a really good job, and I'm happy to hear that. DeShon Cornell continues to get sacks. He's surprised upon the defensive line. It's really good to see these surprises and these players show out for the Detroit Lions. Like, we need help in that front. We need guys to come in here and do a really good job. So, good for him, but I'm really happy to see Aidan Hutchinson come in this bad boy and do a good job because we really need this to occur. We need Aidan Hutchinson to be a big piece of the Lions' defensive line, getting sacks. We need sacks, folks. Last year was absolute cheeks. We were not good. We continue to pound. If you want to win football games, you need to get after the quarterback and get meaningful sacks. Let's talk about winners from day one. The first team defensive line was an absolute winner, like we were just talking about with Aidan Hutchinson. But DeShon Cornell and everybody upon this defensive line did a really good job dominating the offensive line for the first team. I wouldn't say dominating the offensive line, but they did their job. Very good. We expect this with all the players that we have on the defensive line, with Lee McNeil, Ifeatu Melifonwu, Romeo Okwara. I mean, we just name all the players. You expect this defensive line to be really good this year. And it's good to see that they're doing a good job right now because it's really important for the Detroit Lions. First team secondary did a really good job. Again, not a surprise. Amani Okwara, Tracy Walker, everybody who's playing, whether in the safety position. I mean, you got CJ Moore, you got Will Harris, AJ Parker. Everybody's doing a really good job, and this is something that we all figured would occur, that these guys would be ballers for the Detroit Lions, and it's exactly happening. They're the strength of the team right now. Not hearing a whole lot about the linebackers because we really don't know. But we knew that the defensive line was going to be good. We kind of knew that the secondary was going to be good. And guess what's taking place? Exactly that. That's what's going on. And the second team wide receivers, the competition for that number 6 spot is heating up. Kalil Pimpleton, Trinity Benson really starting to show out, and Cephus. It's good to hear that Trinity Benson's showing out. I still don't have faith that he's going to make the team, but I like the fact that these guys are really going at it for that final spot. You know, who's it going to be? Again, I still think it's Cephus, but these guys are battling. It is a legit bloodbath with these guys. So I'm happy that they're showing out the best that they can, and they're trying to make this team because we need to have 6 great wide receivers on this football team. And if you don't make team, go to the practice squad. In the upcoming videos, we got the One Pride podcast on my channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Get ready for that. It's going to be a really good show. And I'm really excited to get on there and talk about it. We got videos dropping every single day. That's why you want to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest news and rumors. Just like I said earlier, you need to follow me on all these social media sites. Add me on Facebook. Let's get social media blowing up so you don't miss out on the latest Detroit Lions.